If you hold XRP, XLM, XDC, and some other major key cryptocurrencies like HBAR, ALGO, prepare to make a lot of money this year. These projects are up 40%, 60%, 80%, 30%, and the bull run is not finished yet. Now, while many people in the cryptocurrency space have been cheering on the pro-crypto executive orders that Donald Trump is expected to issue, one idea that is causing more controversy is that the idea of an American first strategic reserve that would prioritize digital coins found in the United States is what's creating a frenzy right now of US-based company cryptocurrencies to absolutely explode. So in this video, we have to talk about exactly what's happening and what's to come next for Ripple, XRP in the SEC lawsuit, what Grayscale is doing to onboard institutional investors into XRP, the XRP to the US dollar price chart. We have to talk about XRP's market cap dominance, the major players that are involved right now and why we are not bullish enough, the odds of an XRP ETF happening this year, on top of what Coinbase is doing for crypto-backed loans. We're talking about Stellar's XLM, what Stellar offers and why I'm extremely bullish on XLM, the XLM price chart and a critical move that is about to happen. We're comparing it to Bitcoin and also the past cycles and my expectations for the rest of this year. We also have to talk about XDC because a lot of you guys have commented on previous videos asking about this project for us to cover it. So we're going to get into the XDC, the US dollar price chart, and a major thing I see happening on the monthly candles that you do not want to miss. Plus the total altcoin market cap, excluding Bitcoin, and where we are in the macro market cycle. So if you're not a crypto millionaire yet, you're going to absolutely love this video. If you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. And if you're feeling bullish, if you're feeling blessed, comment 777 below. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So my video yesterday, I broke down this document from Ripple about what the SEC is appealing, what they're not appealing, and why Ripple is cross appealing. And below the video, I also left a link right here. If you click that link, it'll explain what's happening January 26th through the 28th that you guys need to be ready for our event. For those of you that are coming to Vegas in 9 days, 8 hours, and 33 minutes. If you haven't gotten your ticket yet, click the link below, click get instant access, and check out the update on this page. Again, we have this multi-million-dollar mansion for about a week. We're gonna have you guys come out, hang out with us. It's extremely exclusive as we're not allowing more than 50 people there. So I look forward to connecting with you guys because when we launched Altcoin Pro University, our goal, and it continues to remain our mission, is to create the gold standard in crypto education, and we have over 1,000 members. So go check it out. There's a 26-minute video, put a lot of time, effort, and energy into this. After this video, take a look into this, and worst case scenario is you learn something new. It's not the right thing for you. That's completely fine. Best case scenario is you become our next $1 million success story, or you make enough money to do things like cover your mortgage, cover your food payments, cover your tuition at school. Although I make no guarantees, over the past month and a half, we've had members joining every single day, absolutely loving the education and getting their questions answered. So when you guys comment beneath a YouTube video, it's tough for us to get back to every single person, but we have our research team behind the scenes researching the market 24/7 to not only provide you guys with the best projects, but answer your questions when they arise in real time. So that is one of the biggest values of our community. On top of everything else in here, like altcoin picks, daily crypto news, airdrop picks, DeFi yield picks, consistent market updates, weekly calls. So if we've helped you make any money thus far, this entire bull run with these daily videos, then we're gonna help you maximize your results even more inside of Altcoin Pro University. Because when we look at the markets right now, guys, on coinmarketcap.com, and I sort based on the last 7 days, XDC is up the most at 63%. XRP is up next at 45%. Then we have Fartcoin at 82%. What's funny about Fartcoin sitting at $1.42 is this was posted inside of Altcoin Pro University on November 24th when the market cap was only at $96 million and the price was at 9 cents. Had you have joined Altcoin Pro University and not been so skeptical and sat on the sidelines and wondered, oh, what if I don't make money? Well, you would have caught that run up from 9 cents to where it is right now at $1.42, up 1,400%. That's a 14x. For example purposes, that's like turning $1,000 into $14,000. So if just one of the altcoin picks over the next 12 months is worth the annual cost of only $970 a year, let alone only $97 a month where you can pay as you go, there's no contracts, no commitments, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Guys, this is a no-brainer at this point. So not only am I going to be diving into what's happening with XRP, XDC, but if you guys want some low-cap gems before they explode, as stupid as they are, yes, fart coin, absolutely ridiculous, but to catch a 14x on that, I mean, come on, that's basically free money at this point. HBAR, up 44%. Algorand, why are these projects up the most right now? Well, for the past few months, everyone's been hyping up the idea that Trump will embrace Bitcoin and establish a Bitcoin strategic reserve because of his speeches pre-election. Well, in reality, Trump is focused on supporting US crypto companies like XRP because he wants to make America the crypto capital of the world. His slogan, his tagline, his cowardism is "Make America Great Again." Now, the question everyone has is, are they too late to buy XRP, XDC, XLM with them being up, 5x or more? Should they look at lower market cap projects, or should they accumulate more? Well, let's dive into that in this video, and then I'll give you guys my take by the end of this video, what I'm doing with my portfolio. But first, Jeremy Hogan posted this, and I thought this was a great breakdown for you guys to better understand the lawsuit, because the SEC brief was hard to work through because in his opinion, the case won't be ruled on. But here we go. His thoughts on the initial appeal brief is: number one, the SEC is only appealing the ruling that the XRP sold to retail investors on exchanges were not sales of securities. That's all. It's not appealing that no investors were harmed. And that argument has certainly become even more difficult now with XRP over $3. And the brief was pretty lackluster, almost as though the drafter knew he was wasting his time. For example, almost half of the brief was spent just reiterating what the trial court ruled. That part of the brief was almost as long as the trial court ruling itself. It's kind of like trying to talk to a girl and talking her into going out with you and spending half of your time telling her the reason she said no previously. So at this point, the lawsuit is just wasting time and everyone is tired of it. That's why the appeal had no effect on the price of XRP. In fact, it actually had the reverse effect, when normally people would expect XRP to sell off because the SEC is just dragging it out, when in reality, people realize that the lawsuit is pretty much over. That's why in my previous videos, when I said it's over, this is what I meant. So I get it. The technicalities is that the lawsuit is still going with this appeal, but the most important things are done, guys. At heart, what the SEC wants the appellate court to say is that it does not have to prove that XRP purchasers were aware of Ripple's statements that it would work to increase the price of XRP. It relies primarily on 3 cases for that proposition. The problem the SEC has is that from the reading of the first 2 cases that say no such thing, further, not needing to show reliance, which is what it argues is a completely different thing than not needing to even show knowledge, which is what the trial court ruled is missing in the Ripple case. So expect Ripple to destroy this in its reply if we get there. The SEC's best case is probably the Aquasonic case. And no, it has nothing to do with teeth cleaning, but what the SEC has to do with the case is what he calls Frankensteining together a case ruling that helps them. So, for example, if we look at 582 through 83 right here, where it says passive and derived profit from efforts of others, that means the SEC had to piece together one sentence from 2 pages of text. It's not good. And to make matters worse, when you read the case, you realize the investors knew exactly who the seller was and what the promises were. So expect Ripple to distinguish this case to shreds as well. Now, there's a little something missing here. He was shocked that the SEC had failed to get any reasonable evidence into the record that actual XRP retail purchasers knew about Ripple and its promises to them, especially given the thousands of affidavits submitted by attorney John Deaton. He doesn't understand why it didn't try and counter the evidence, even if just a little. And finally, this brief highlights the danger of this appeal for the SEC. So let's assume it goes forward. If the ruling on retail sales is upheld, which Jeremy says he put money on based on what we just read, you now have essentially put in effect a law that the SEC has to prove up knowledge of the promotional statements. That would be a costly and time-consuming endeavor. Bad facts make bad laws, and these are bad facts for the SEC. Further, the appeal is giving Ripple its opening to raise its investment contract required contractual obligations argument, this time in front of probably the correct court, which would also mess up the SEC if it were to lose. And that argument is even better for Ripple. It makes no sense. He's sure Gensler and the two other Democratic commissioners who decide to pursue this know better. So every single person out there knows that this case is BS, and that's why institutional investors and companies are piling in. Grayscale XRP Trust is now open to eligible accredited investors seeking exposure to XRP. Now, as for people planning on moving lots of money, because you guys know Coinbase is going to limit them if they're going to move like millions of dollars all at once. But if you're just a retail investor that's only putting in a few $100s or a few $1,000s, you want self-custody of your crypto. Personally, I don't move my money through ETFs or ETPs just simply because I like to have control over my own funds. What this just simply means is that more money is going to be flowing in. And Brad Garlinghouse posted this saying for the first time, but not certainly his last time, on stage to discuss the path to 1 billion crypto users, with the largest capital markets finally embracing crypto and talk of crypto strategic reserves. He suspects rather imminent US regulatory clarity, a step function change in adoption is closer than you think. So once the news comes out about what Brad, Stewart, and Donald Trump discussed at dinner, then what do you think that's going to do to the XRP price? And so what we're seeing right now is the breakout happen for XRP into a new high for the year. And I think we did just make a new all-time high, even though we're pulling back in the short term on the hourly. On the daily chart, things are looking very, very good compared to the past. And so when XRP really breaches into price discovery, I would expect there to be a massive move between $4 to $5. And that's not the end for XRP. I don't think we're just going to stop there, guys, especially when I get into the rest of this video and show you on the charts what I'm seeing with Total 2, the total altcoin market, and how far into this market cycle we are, with XRP breaking out right now, leading into Trump's inauguration. But when we bring up the XRP market cap dominance chart here, we're sitting at about 5.5%. Now, we see the support all the way down here. I brought this chart up a while back, and I said, watch, this is like the psychology of a market cycle. So I'll bring the psychology of a market cycle up right here, where we see this play out in virtually every single chart, where we go through a whole euphoria stage, then we go through a complacency stage, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, and then we go through depression. All the way down here was the depression stage on the XRP market cap dominance chart. And what this chart simply means is what percentage of the overall industry on coinmarketcap.com, because you look at the industry and it's sitting at $3.53 trillion. This just simply means how much XRP holds of that in its market cap. So 5.5%. So when we were all the way down here at 1%, well, it was very clear that it was a downtrend. You know, we see lower highs, but the support was holding up really well that it tapped off of since March of 2021, December of 2020. You know, we can see June of 2024, 4th of November 2024, even all the way back here in March of 2017 before XRP exploded to the upside and just sucked the liquidity out of the market. And so we were seeing XRP coil up in a descending triangle pattern where we just simply see lower highs and a horizontal support. And then we see a break of this descending resistance, which is the trend line. And usually the target is the top of the trend line. So when we go back here and we look at where the resistance is, well, it's all the way up here at like 13 to 29 or 30%. And XRP is sitting at 5%. Now, will it make it up that high or will it go past it? Well, we'll see. You know, I'm not a Nostradamus. I don't know the future here, but I look at these chart patterns and I explain this to you guys on how I'm expecting XRP to break this trend line and absolutely explode. And that's exactly what we're seeing. So what I expect to happen next, well, if we look at the moving average convergence divergence here, the MACD at the bottom of the screen, I'll thicken this so you guys can see what I'm looking at. We see things called bearish crosses and bullish crosses. Now, what a bullish cross is when the MACD line in blue crosses above the signal line in orange. And this will happen either below the zero line. As you can see, if I hover here, it says like 0%, then it goes into the negative, or it could even happen above the zero line. And usually this is where we see bearish crosses when the MACD line crosses below the signal line in orange. And so for a bullish cross to take place well below the zero line, this usually happens during bear markets. And then we see recoveries and bounces take place where, for example, the MACD line right here on the 29th of April, 2024 crossed above the signal line. where was XRP's market cap dominance at that point? Well, it was at 1.24%. So if I just clear the chart here and show you what happened after a bullish cross took place, well, shortly after that, the market cap dominance bottomed out at 1.06%, and then we started the recovery on out of here. What happened during the last bear market bottom and bull market cycle? Well, all the way over here, you can see we saw a bullish cross on the 29th of March of 2021. The MACD line crossed above the signal line, and XRP's market cap dominance went from all the way down here prior to that taking place at like 1.1%, and it exploded upwards of 3.8%. Now, that last bull run was hogwash because XRP's price was suppressed. It still did a 10x. So this bull run, we're going to see all boots on the car, so to speak, all chains removed from the suppression of XRP. And this bullish cross below zero was a telltale sign that we were going to go much higher in terms of XRP's market cap dominance. Now, how much higher will we go? Well, on the opposite side of the spectrum, above the zero line, what we can see here is that the MACD is at 0.84, the signal line is at 0.55. If we look back at the last bull run cycle, we didn't even see a bearish cross above the zero line because XRP went up to like 4% and then downtrend from there to the bear market bottom. So this whole suppression that was taking place below the zero line just simply meant that more money was in other altcoins during the last bull run. So for this bull run, for the MACD line to be above the signal line and above the zero line in positive momentum right now is incredible. Look at the last cycle back in 2017, how high we went on the MACD. And when that bull run was over was after the second bearish cross took place, because the first bearish cross all the way up here, XRP absorbed like 17 to 33. It was up at 33%. Now, as you guys know, if I just bring up the XRP price chart here, there were two major pumps for XRP. The first major pump was by the 15th of May when XRP's price rallied up to, 30 something cents, and the market cap absorbed 30% of the whole industry. Then we saw a bearish cross happen during the consolidation phase when XRP was selling off back down to like 13 cents and then consolidating for 200 days. That gave the MACD enough time to reset below zero on the top of the screen. XRP's dominance went from 30% all the way back down to 1.9% as money then flowed from XRP out and into a bunch of other projects. And then what we saw happen there on the MACD was another bullish cross on the 18th of December all the way down here. And the dominance went from 1.9% upwards of 18%. And that was when XRP rallied up for the final peak above $3, and then the bear market kicked in. So this is why it's important to look for confluence on the chart for bullish or bearish crosses to signal when it's time to buy and when it's time to sell. So you do not buy when we're all the way above zero, drastically overvalued, getting close to a bearish cross, because all of the momentum has already flown into XRP at that point. And so that would be like buying XRP at 37 cents. Then you have to wait 200 days. And sure, you could have caught it all the way up to $3. But what if, hypothetically speaking, that was the end of the bull run and we started a downtrend from there? You would just never know. So how I play these markets is really, really simple. Is I look for confluence on multiple macro indicators on the weekly or monthly charts. And if they're virtually all saying the same thing, then that's when I enter. For example, I look for bullish crosses below the zero line. Case in point, right here, back in April of 2024, XRP's dominance was at 1.2%. Sure, it dropped a little bit lower after that, but you're getting a relatively low entry point. You don't have to buy the exact bottom to make money, and you don't have to sell the exact top to make money. You just have to get relatively close. So all the way back in March of 2021, XRP's dominance was at 1.3%. Even if you didn't get it at 1.15%, it doesn't really matter. Now, when it comes to selling XRP, I sell XRP when we are drastically above the zero line. Now, we are above the zero line right now, but we are not anywhere near where we were back at the peak back in 2017. And so that leads me to believe that there is still more time in the bull run for XRP, because in December of 2014, we were at 20%. In May of 2017, we were at 30%. And even at the previous all-time high, XRP was at about 17%. So we're at 5%. I think XRP can at least get to 8, 9, 10% in market cap dominance. And when we zoom out, look at how the MACD just started its bullish breakout right here. And we're not in territories where we were all the way up here in the past bull run cycles. So once we start to see the MACD do something like this, where the MACD line in blue, the signal line in orange, are all the way up here. We see the MACD line start to turn around and get close to intersecting the signal line, something like this. And XRP's market cap dominance is all the way up, near like 10 to 20%. Then that's when I'm going to be hedging out, because that's when we're going to see another major drop in XRP's market cap dominance, in my opinion. Again, it's not going to look exactly like this. This is just hypothetical, example purposes only. But what we see on the MACD on the weekly chart is then a bearish cross take place, where the MACD line in blue crosses below the signal line in orange, and then we see the MACD reset while XRP's market cap dominance comes down. And then we see some type of final blow off top, and it could be a lower high on the dominance chart, similar to what happened back here, where we saw a lower high in XRP's market cap dominance, whereas we were seeing a higher high on the price chart. So this is really the first phase of the breakout. The next phase is when we form the all-time high. And the major reasons why I think there's much higher to go for XRP is because of what Ito Farino posted right here. XRP has been recognized and praised by the IMF, the Bank for International Settlements, the World Economic Forum, the BRICS nations, including the Central Bank of Russia, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Bank of England, Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, Santander, American Express, Standard Chartered, Grayscale. The list goes on and on and on. This is just a fraction of the companies that are getting involved with Ripple. And Polymarket just posted this, saying odds of an XRP ETF being approved this year are soaring. There's a 71% chance of Ripple ETF getting approved. Now, the CEO of BlackRock says it's inevitable. Larry Fink, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, says there's most likely going to be other ETFs. And if we just sort based on market cap, think about it logically here, okay? If Bitcoin ETF was approved, what's the next likely one? Well, Ethereum got approved. It's number 2. What's number 3? The most likely one is XRP. And then we have Solana. So it's really a toss-up of XRP or Solana. Which one will be first? In my opinion, I don't see why. The only reason why it wouldn't be XRP is if this lawsuit and the appeals just keep dragging on beyond an approval date. That's maybe why they would approve Solana first, but XRP is inevitable. And when that happens, you guys know what happened with Bitcoin ETF news. It sent the price skyrocketing. And so XRP is just on the first major cusp of greatness here on this breakout. Now, Coinbase just released some massive news where you can borrow USDC against Bitcoin without selling it. They just rolled it out to US users starting now, and more collateral assets and regions are to come. So they're probably going to add Ethereum, XRP, Solana, other cryptocurrencies, other stablecoins as well too. And it's built on Base. They're saying the future of finance is on chain. And so this brings me to a solution for those of you guys that have asked us about funding for your venture, whether it be for a new or existing business, a real estate opportunity, crypto portfolio, or other passive income opportunities. When you click the link in the description below and enter in how much funding you're looking to obtain, click what best describes you. You own a business or you want to start a business, and what is your monthly income or your business revenue. After you apply, it will not impact your credit score, and response from the team will be in less than 24 hours. It's as low as 0% interest, no collateral required. You can apply right now through the link in the description below. This is how you can use OPM and leverage a revolving line of credit and only pay for what you need. So this is only for people that are comfortable with taking on debt to use that for lucrative opportunities where they can make more money if you need capital. Now, if you're not comfortable with taking on debt and playing that game like Robert Kiyosaki to scale your income into the tens or hundreds of millions of dollars, then this may not be for you. You might just use your own money. That's completely fine. But I get messages all the time from people asking about funding, whether they're asking me to fund their business or they're looking for good options for funding. So this is an incredible option for you guys. Now, also, before we get into the rest of this video, there's 2 weeks left in the Visa and MasterCard lawsuit to help you guys reclaim what's rightfully yours if you do have a business. And if you don't have a business, there's the opportunity to share this and make money before this bull runs over, so you have more capital to invest in whatever you want. Listen to this.
Hey bull runners, this is super time sensitive, especially if you're looking to stack more crypto before the bull run is over. Did you know that Visa and MasterCard lost a $5.5 billion class action lawsuit for imposing unfair fees on merchants and business owners? So if you own a business, or if you know any business owners that process payments with Visa or MasterCard between 2004 and 2019, that's 15 years, you could actually be owed a refund of 1 to 1.5% of your total revenue from that period. That's a lot of money. For example, this business that generated 1.6 million in credit card revenue during those years is getting back $28,000. This business that generated over 7 million is getting back $93,000. And this business that generated over $20 million during those years is getting back over $320,000. $1,000. That's money they didn't even know was on the table. And all they did was fill out a form through the link below this video. It literally takes less than a minute to see if you qualify, but you don't want to wait too long because the deadline to file is February 4th, 2025. So the sooner that you fill out the form below, the sooner that you can reclaim what's rightfully yours. Plus, if you don't have a business, you can actually earn 3% by referring businesses that do qualify by creating your affiliate account through the link below. So this is a no-brainer way to get money back in your pocket to use for your business, or if you want to use it for crypto or other assets to invest in, you can do that. So click the link below. Let's get you paid.
So as American-based companies and cryptocurrencies like XRP or XLM break out, then when you have more capital to invest in them, that's how you scale your wealth faster. If you're not making enough at your job, we're going to continuously bring you guys opportunities to make more money, because with the market cap of XLM sitting at $14.8 billion, the price is at 48 cents. Look at the max supply. It's half of XRP's max supply, and yet the price is 6x below XRP's. So I think XLM is a sleeping giant. And if we look at the price chart, 68 cents last bull run. The previous cycle before then, XLM got up to 66 cents. So it's still below its all-time high. I think XLM is a no-brainer, guys. With Trump proposing that US-based cryptocurrencies to be tax-free, well, that means XRP, XLM, we got Algorand, we got ADA, HBAR. These projects are just primed to explode. And Stellar is empowering businesses to tokenize real-world assets, creating seamless financial opportunities across borders. So what Stellar offers is really simple. It's asset tokenization to easily convert real-world assets into digital tokens. This is what BlackRock has talked all about. They're offering trust and security with built-in validation, ensuring regulatory compliance. They've simplified the process of no advanced coding to be required for tokenization. They're integrating DeFi solutions to scale with developer-friendly tools like Soroban. Stellar is trusted globally for aid distribution, financial innovation, and broad access to other financial services. And if you go to their website, stellar.org, they have 480 plus grants issued from 2003 to 2004, 81,000 on-ramp locations globally. The average ledger close time is 5.8 seconds. And their main sticking points are instant global payments for the traditional financial system at low cost, digital wallets with partnerships through MoneyGram, building with SDK, integrate with Anchor's platform. They have decentralized finance through enterprise applications. And if you want to learn more about Soroban and their smart contracts, go on their website, check it out. There's a lot of information on here for you guys to read. This seems to be pretty similar with what you see a lot of different projects doing it. The difference is Stellar has the partnerships to make it happen, with MoneyGram, Circle, Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree. Their Anchor network supports over 180 countries and over 20 digital assets. This is for on and off ramps and cross-border payments and fiat-backed digital assets. Builders can offer new payment services for end users and reach customers in new markets worldwide. So they've been around for over a decade, and they began as a decentralized payment network with infrastructure, features, and tools needed to enable fast, affordable, efficient payments. So they've already withstood the test of time. They've already proven their use case. And that's why we see XLM added to a lot of portfolio capital companies' portfolios. For example, if you guys go on coinmarketcap.com and you sort based on categories, and we sort based on market cap here, or even if you go to CoinGecko and you do the same thing, you'll see Anderson Horowitz portfolio, Multicoin Capital portfolio, Delphi Ventures portfolio, Galaxy Digital portfolio. All these portfolio capital companies create a basket of investments. So for example, something like Hashkey Capital portfolio at 441 million, they hold Ethereum, XLM, then we got like Polkadot, ICP, and a bunch of other altcoins beneath that. So that brings me to XLM's market cap chart, sitting just below $15 billion. We are right at the previous all-time high as resistance. Now, last bull run, XLM got rejected from the all-time high of market cap based on the 1st of January of 2018. So will this be the bull run that we see XLM breach the market cap, hold it as support, and continue the bull run? Well, if I bring up the Bitcoin stock to flow rainbow indicator right here, you guys can see that we're still in the yellow phase right here. And if I were to just darken, yellow and green, so you could see what happened the last few bull runs when we transitioned from yellow to green. The previous one, we saw a lower high get put in here by November of 2021. But the cycle before then, we saw a higher high get put in here. So it's 50-50 on what happens here. So will the top of the yellow phase be the all-time high for XLM, and then will we print in a lower high going from yellow to green? Well, only time will tell, but even if you sell for this bull run cycle, and again, I'm not going to tell you when to buy or when to sell. I'm just going to show you data, and what you choose to do is up to you because I don't provide financial advice. But even if you sold at light green on the 8th of November, right here, when the market cap was at $10 billion, that would have been like selling all the way over here, almost at the previous all-time high. Now, last bull run, if you sold at light green, you would have been selling significantly higher than the peak of the yellow phase based on the Bitcoin stock to flow rainbow indicator. And I'll give you an example for this as well too on another chart right here in a little bit when we get into total 2, which is every single altcoin combined together at a $1.45 trillion market cap. And when I plan on selling, but I do think XLM is going to breach into price discovery. It's only a matter of time. And the reason why I believe this is because if we look at the XLM to the Bitcoin price chart and compare that to the XLM to the US dollar price chart, and we measure how long it took us to go from transitioning into the yellow phase to the all-time high, well, last bull run cycle, it was about 161 days from orange to yellow, and then from yellow to the all-time high because we formed a lower high. Now, the cycle before that, it took about 336 days. So how far we are right now into this whole yellow phase on the Bitcoin stock to flow rainbow indicator right here, we're about 105 days. So, you know, there could be technically 50 days left of this bull run, and maybe that's where we see the all-time high in, like last bull run cycle, or that's where we see the first peak come in, consolidation phase, just like I've shown you guys in the past, like half a dozen videos, where when we go from yellow to green, we see this sell-off consolidation, yellow to green, sell-off consolidation. I think that's coming here soon, but I do think there's a move up for XLM coming. Then we go from yellow to green consolidation, and then we see the final peak in the bull run. Whether it's a higher high or lower high doesn't necessarily matter, because look at the XLM to the Bitcoin price chart right here at the top of the screen and how long we've been in this downtrend for since December of 2017. We just broke this major trend line and we back tested it as support right here on the 16th of December, and now we're rebounding off of it. I think the next major move for XLM to the upside is going to be massive, and XLM will drastically outperform Bitcoin with XRP because they're kind of tied together, right? They're like brother or a sister currency, whatever you want to refer to XLM as, to XRP. So if XRP is doing well, well, then XLM's most likely going to do well too. And you stack that on top of Donald Trump's policies and what he's planning on doing to make America the crypto capital of the world, and having tax policies that benefit, you know, US-based cryptocurrency companies. Well, that would benefit Ripple, XRP, that would benefit Stellar's XLM. And so I just think this move for XLM to Bitcoin is too easy to see. Now, it could not play out this way, and we could see it reverse back to the downside and, you know, come all the way back down here. But in terms of risk to reward ratio and what happened every single bull run cycle prior to this, we are almost at the peak of yellow before we transition to light green. Now, that brings me to another cryptocurrency that you need to keep on your list. And I thought this was a great post by Tokenizer, because the past year has been beautiful to see XDC establish itself as well in the real world asset space. All these major cryptocurrencies, guys, are focusing on real world assets because that's where the momentum is, that's where the money's at. Prior to this, XDC network was and still is best known for one key industry vertical, and that's trade finance. But with the rise of asset tokenization, XDC network has aligned itself perfectly with the future of tokenized financial instruments. Is trade finance still an essential sector for XDC to disrupt? Well, absolutely, and they're still doing that. Just look at the collaborations with names like Serpro, SBI Holdings, Arcax, Trade Flow Capital Management, etc. The truth is the XDC network's potential to disrupt digitization of assets goes far beyond just trade finance. We already know that digitization of trade was booming on XDC. This has been visible by the growth of Inigo, which is built on XDC network. And of course, there's also digital payments on the other end, as seen with their SBI Holdings collaboration. But MLETR, digitizing documents for trade and digital payments on chain, is just half the story. The next step's tokenization and tokenizing trade assets. And through various partnerships with XDC, such as Comtech and DMCC, Plug and Play, YieldTech, TradeFinex middleware, XDC has found its market fit, and it goes beyond just digital trade finance. So it's now tokenized the world of trade, which is a $25 trillion plus industry. They launched back in 2017. The mainnet was launched in 2019. It's over 8 years old. They're a hybrid blockchain, both public and private, delegated proof of stake. They're optimized for trade finance, payments, decentralized apps, subnet, financial services, real world assets. They're aiming to revolutionize global trade and finance by providing a scalable, secure, and efficient blockchain platform, enabling seamless, low-cost transactions for enterprise and institutions. They have their XDC wallet, XDC dApps, the bridge, the exchange, masternode, subnet, Faucet, Explorer, Remix. The transaction speed is 2-second block time. The fee is 0.00004 US dollars per transaction. The throughput is 2,000 plus transactions per second. They're EVM compatible, high energy efficient, eco-friendly blockchain, perfect for the sustainability new development goals by 2030. Government adoption and highlights over at Singapore, Panama, Dubai, UK, Australia, Brazil, Japan, Zanzibar. And they're increasing the adoption of NFTs. They've launched multiple meme coins like Dopu, BBB on bbbpump.fun. And this enables instant one-click trading of newly launched meme coins. Now we'll see if they further dive into the meme coin space to bring more retail to them, because they are considered a dinosaur project. But look at the chart here, guys. This was all the way down here in 2019 at 0.0004. So for it to sit at 14 cents right now at the previous all-time high. One major thing that I noticed on the monthly chart right here is on the MACD. If I pull it up and I make it a little bit brighter, that way you can see what I'm looking at, is last bull run when we saw XDC go from 0.0004 all the way to 16 cents. Well, look at what happened on the MACD line right here. After the peak was in, it started to roll around and it intersected with the signal line on the 1st of February when we transitioned from light green to light blue. And then a bearish cross took place. You can see momentum shift on the histogram from bullish to bearish, but the first warning sign was a lower high on the histogram rather than a bearish cross on the MACD. So we can look at the histogram as well too and watch these bars. So you see these dark green bars, light green, dark red, light red. When we start to see the histogram put in lower highs repeatedly on the monthly chart, that's signaling that the momentum is shifting from bullish to bearish. And then we see the MACD line roll around, inevitably intersect with the signal line, and by then it's over, and you better be hedging out of the market at that point if you weren't already hedging on the way up. And so where we're at right now, well, if I move my camera right here, you guys can see the MACD line 0.0086. It's above the signal line at 0.0089. And so we've just seen really 2 monthly bullish candles come in on the histogram. So until we see a lower bar right here for light green, kind of like what we saw happen on the 1st of October right here in 2021, then another lower high right here on the 1st of November, then another lower right here on the 1st of December, we're just going to stay in positive bullish momentum right here. And until we inevitably see a bearish cross well above 0 for the MACD, I think XDC, even if we consolidate under the high for a period of time, I think we're going to breach the high and we're going to rally up rapidly. And then when we transition from yellow to green, a sell off, and then green is going to be either a lower high or a higher high. And then we go into the bear market sometime in the tail end of 2025. So do I think it's over for XDC? No, I think we're just getting started. And here's the reason why. Look at total 2. Look at what's happening right now on the price chart for all altcoins, on the market cap chart actually. When we were in the last bull run right here and we breached through the previous all-time high from the 1st of February to the 1st of March on the monthly chart, we're giving you a macro zoomed out look here. Look at where the MACD was at that point. We were forming higher highs on the histogram. The MACD line was well above the signal line, well above the 0 line. It wasn't until we transitioned from yellow to light green above the previous high that we saw the first initial sell-off, and we saw some lower highs come in for the histogram, which is a sign that it's time to start hedging out of the markets, because even if you were to sell early or a little bit late, here's an example for you guys on why you could still technically, again, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but wait until we're at light green to sell, even at light blue, because if you sold at light blue, which is the complacency stage high right here, this is when the bearish cross took place on the 1st of March of 2022, and we had seen momentum shift from bullish to bearish on the histogram before that cross happened. But look where the market cap was at. It was at 1.3 trillion. That was exactly where we were right right here on the 1st of May when we saw this massive wick come in going from yellow to light green. And so you would pretty much be selling the top at that point. So where are we right now? Well, number one, the MACD line is at 163 billion. The signal line is at 110. So it's above the signal line, which is a great sign. The histogram is forming higher highs right now. We haven't seen the lower high come in. We haven't seen a bearish cross come in. We're still below the all-time high. Donald Trump is getting inaugurated in 4 days. So this is the perfect storm of opportunity where I think a massive explosion past the all-time high is going to come post inauguration. We might see a short-term temporary sell-off like right after Donald Trump gets inaugurated, a day or two, and we might consolidate for a bit, but inevitably, I think a massive move to the upside, similar to what we saw happen here by like March of 2021 until May of 2021, is coming for the altcoin market, and that is going to send projects like XDC past its all-time high, XLM past its all-time high. We've already seen XRP on the Bitstamp price chart barely breach above its all-time high. Now, I don't think this is technically the all-time high because there are some other charts on, like, for example, coinmarketcap.com. If you guys click on XRP, it says the all-time high is $3.30. And so some exchanges say it's like $3.30. Some exchanges are saying $3.34. Some of them even saying $3.80. So we're almost there. This isn't really price discovery until we have multiple daily and even weekly candle closes above the all-time high. But looking at the monthly relative strength index, we're at 66. We're still below 70. We were all the way up here at 92 at the previous high for yellow before we went to light green. We were even all the way up here at 98 at the previous cycle's high before going to light green. And then at the all-time high, we formed a higher high on the price chart for light green and a lower high on the relative strength index. Same thing for last bull run cycle. We formed a higher high on the chart right here and a lower high on the relative strength index. So what would I expect to happen? Well, the RSI in the next move up to form the peak, a sell-off, and then a lower high for light green while we are forming potentially a higher high on the price chart, and then we go into the bear market cycle, which would be a bearish divergence. We've seen a bearish divergence the last bull run cycle, meaning higher high in the chart, lower high in the indicator right here on the relative strength index. The previous cycle before then, we saw a higher high on the price chart right here, higher high price chart right here, lower high indicator right here, lower high indicator right here. Two bearish divergences last bull run cycle. And so will we see it again this cycle? Well, the odds are very, very high. So that's why we're going to be backing up our truck all the way to the bank, grabbing the bags, packing them and stacking them, leaving no bags left behind because the spending power of the dollar is going to keep going down in value. That's a fact. Blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies are going up in value. That's the truth. And together, we're all running to the top. Stop what you're doing right now. Click the link in the description below. Join Altcoin Pro University, guys. And if you don't like it, ask for a refund within your first 30 days and you'll get your $97 back or your $970 a year. If you got value out of this video, then I know you're going to absolutely love what you learn on the inside. So take action right now, watch the 26-minute video, and I will see you inside of Altcoin Pro University right now. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.